Alright, so I'm ready to unbox this thing, so I figured I might as well film it and show you guys what comes in there. And then I think I'll take a little break and then I'm going to jump right to step one. So let's see what we get. Two big bags, it looks like, with all the individual numbered parts bags. Our chassis plate. Looks like a gear ratio chart for, and kind of an exploded view of how the motor and the quick change differential works. Oh, yep, and there's a gear ratio chart. That's going to be interesting to get into. Stickers. And here we got the list of all the hop-ups, I believe. And the part numbers that correspond with those pictures. So I think all the way out it's like this. Just like that. And then this tube, which I haven't figured out what's for yet, because we don't use antennas anymore, so we'll see. And then our manual. So that's an exploded view of all the parts and their numbers. The given and the suggested tools, and then right to step one. So that's what you get. Give me a second to get organized here. And I'll get us to step one. Okay, I'm all set up here. I've got bag one out and the tools bag. I've got my own tools here, but I think the 7mm is one I may need that I don't have in like a driver style. So we'll keep that out. I'm going to pull out these just in case. And this little guy. Okay, so let's see here what they want. Front lower arm ×2, suspension mount ×2. Okay, so these are all identicals. They all have the same thing on them, the balls and the spacers. just going to keep those together instead of pulling them all off. So that takes care of this to this. Now a trick, if you don't know, generally everything in your manual for kit building is 1-to-1. So you can use the picture to figure out what part you need. So like this one right here, boom, spit an image. Okay, 2 of these socket caps. What are these? These are an M3 by 16. 2 of those. Now we need 4 of the countersunk M3s. That's these. I'm losing stuff. Those back in there. Four of those. And then these 2 right here, it looks like 4.8 ball connectors. And the dog is ringing the bell, so I'm going to set these out and then I have to get up and go let him out. The old mini dash hound. Very intelligent, also very annoying at times. And there's my 2 cents on the matter. BRB. Okay, we're back. So I'm pretty close to having everything ready, other than I want to figure out the different widths of these spacers without just relying on the parts tree, because the parts trees are not labeled with this kit. So I've got a caliper here. So this is a 3. By 5.5 by 2.5. So 3. Okay. This is probably a 1. 1. This is probably the 2.5. Oh, that's a 2. Oh, okay, and this one has a smaller diameter hole, if you can see that. That whole little hole. And that's 3. Okay, I guess we're just gonna wing it, because I'm not a rocket scientist, but I think I can handle it. Give me a sip here. Step one. We've got an arm, one of those big long bolts. Looks like 2 of the 3 spacers. And then after we get that done, we'll move on to the hinge and this ball connector there. We'll start with the right. Okay, well, I would say from the picture, MST is on the top here. Our 2 holes, our hinge pin holes, and our 3 adjustments for our shock, I'm assuming. Yep, this is lower arm, yep, front lower arm, okay. So this part here. Oh, and I thought I was going to have to trim this with like an X-Acto knife. It's nice. Nice. Okay. Big long bolt. Right on that way. And I'm assuming since these are 3, that these are the 2 on the parts tree with the lower arm. That makes sense, right? Just like that. One of these guys. I'm assuming it's going to be bigger than my driver. Yep, so I gotta use one of these, unfortunately. The biggest one. I'm going to kind of hold this, perpendicular. Try anyway. So. There we go. Oh, let's hold it off still. There we go. Right lower front arm done. So if it's the right, it'd be over here, huh? Okay, set that off to the side. Next one. Okay. Left to right. Pretty easy, huh? Now we gotta go back though and do the pins. Okay, so the 1mm spacer. So that is the smallest one, I believe. Let's double check again. .93. My caliper could be off, you never know, so that's gotta be the one right there, huh? So we need one of those. We only need 2 of those. One for either side of the pin. And then on the other side of the pin we need one of the 2. I believe that's going to be this one here. 1.93. And then 2 of these plastic balls here. Peel those off. Let's keep this one separate. So they want us to slip that through. Then they want a thin washer on this side. And then a ball. Just like that. And then on the back side they want a thin one, thick one, and then the ball. So thin one. So the 1mm, the 2mm, and then the ball. So that just sits like that. Those are literally just sitting there. I think the friction of this being captured in this is what's going to keep that pin in. So now we can do this one again here. This one was this side, right? The right, yep. Now let's do the left. Okay, like the picture. Now we'll put the shock mounts on. So that's this screw here, and the thick spacer right here. This is the 3mm with the smaller inner diameter. What size is this? Please be a 2mm. Yes. Okay. So middle position. I guess we're gonna have to put those back. No, that's the wrong spacer. Let me put this back together. I think these are going to be it. Grab the manual here. Bang, that's the one. Okay. Now then, we need the appropriate spacer. It's 3mm. It's got to fit over the screw. I feel like I shouldn't have to work this hard for it, but it seems to be the only 3mm long one on the parts tree. Right there. I'm gonna look back in parts by one here, just see if maybe there's some other spacers in here. Let's see, these go with the other arms, so I don't think these are it. Maybe they are. Let's see here. That sure does fit pretty good, doesn't it? Oh, we're gonna use those and just hope that's what we're supposed to do. I think we are. Okay. Now let's get back to it here. 1, 2. And this is where that tool they give you comes in handy, I'm assuming. Yep. So for the small one, although I think I have a 5.5 nut driver, but that's alright, we'll use this. So just like this. Okay. Now we can put this all back together. Small spacer on this side, and it's by heart now. Ooh, this thing. Fiddly stuff. That's why we do it. Alright. Step 1. Done. Cool. I'm gonna get some of this stuff out of the way. And I'll see you back for step 2 where we attach the caster blocks, I'm assuming is what these are, suspension mounts, yeah, to the chassis. Okay, I'm back. I've got the chassis here. We'll open it up. Chassis. 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 Oh. Mike, gotta have your chassis checked. Alright, so if we're looking at the pictures, obviously we know the countersunk holes are going to go down, so it goes just like this. And then it shows us how our suspension mounts go. So we're going to want this one in the front. So it looks like the picture. Okay. And then I guess it's kind of self-explanatory how the back one goes. Okay. You know, they're not making any sense. Obviously this makes sense. Boom, put it how they're showing it. But this one, you can't exactly put this one like this, or else it won't, you know, accept the ball. So it's got to be like this, right? It can't be any other way. Like this. So negative ones over there. Yeah, like this, okay. Just like that. Okay, I got started enough, let's run it. I think what I'll do is I'll put the back mount on first, and then we can slip the arms in, and then put the front one on. So it's showing the back suspension mount goes second hole forward right here. This guy here. I'm gonna go here, like so. And then this guy. Like so. And then swing it on in. Like so. Now I'm going to hold this all, flip it over. And there we go, front and lower arms. Yeah, now things get real complicated. We get into the, looks like rear arms. Lots of spacers. Okay, well I think that's enough for a little short video. I think we'll call it there. And we'll be back for part, what, 3? Step 3? Right? Yep, we did step 1 and step 2. Although it says we're back to step 1, so they don't know what they're talking about. But this is rear arms. So we got the front arms done and mounted to the chassis. Okay, we're back. Step 3, we're going to build the rear lower arms. So I've got everything laid out here. And we're going to start with the left side, just like last time. So I've got our piece here with our numbers and our kind of little measuring on it. Just that matches that. And then, if you remember, those 2 spacers that I stole for the shock balls, I gotta find the right spacers for those. Those were, I need all 4 of those here. So I went back and took those off, and whatever spacers are left after we're done with everything in that one will be the ones I need. So first off, you'll see that it wants those spacers in between these 2 pieces, and then 2 of these super small spacers, 0.5 millimeters, and then the 2 long screws that we tried to use first to go through like that. So these go like this. That's pretty cool. So the way we'll do it is we'll get our 2 screws, and we'll get a space around there. Spacers on it, just like so. And again, well, actually, let's find out what size these are. These 2 mil. And then this slides in. Push those in, actually. And then it slides in. Yeah, see, there's a notch. A track. And then just screw it together. Okay, so we got that part done. We can run the ball connector in if we want. So we're gonna standard setting, I guess, 2nd hole in from the outside. Let's just do that. I'm assuming this is gonna be one of those Allens. Be nice if it was just 2. Oh, it's the 2. Put 2nd spot in. Just like that. Alright, well, it sounds like Mama's home. I'm going to take a break, and I'll come back to you. See how I did that is I left those two loose and then slid them in before I tightened them up, just like a starter shim on a Chevy 350.